Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We wholeheartedly welcome you all, esteemed delegates and friends, to the closing ceremony of Panorama International Literature Festival 2023, conducted by Writers' Capital International Foundation worldwide. I'm Secretary General and PILF Chief Coordinator, Irene Durakavadia, extending you a warm embrace from Athens, Greece. It is with mixed feelings that I welcome you all today in this live session as we are drawing the curtain to the fourth season of our beloved Panorama Festival, which to us and to all literateurs is actually a celebration of literature and of life. As we in Writers' Capital bridge cultures and unite nations, we have joined all together in the realm where life meets literature and vice versa. Panorama International Literature Festival, the one of the two signature programs of Writers' Capital Foundation, along with Panorama Art Festival, has been celebrated so vividly this year, as hundreds of writers from across the world got together to produce works for eternity. We are proud to announce that this season, our world record-winning program, as the lengthiest multilingual literature festival, made it possible for renowned literateurs from more than 78 countries to participate and meditate upon the theme prana, the breath, or the element of air, expanding further their caliber. As to the aims and goals of Writers' Capital International Foundation, I shall now give the stage to the head of youth, Writers' Capital Foundation, Vasilis Passipoularidis, to speak on behalf of our organization, our vision and mission. Vasilis, the stage to you.
Thank you very much, Irene. Hello, estimated delegates and friends. As head of Writers' Capital Youth Foundation Greece, I will speak on behalf of the organization. Writers' Capital Foundation, it is an international, non-profit, non-political, and non-religious literary organization for writers and creators across the world. The principal aim of the foundation is to bring writers and others who are in the field of creative expressions under a single umbrella to share with each other their experiences, expertise, and to further inspire their caliber. We also aim to provide writers and artists a great platform for their vivid expressions. The organization stands for creative people across the globe and is dedicated to fostering qualities that would ensure their overall development to help them create their own footprints in the world. We believe it is our prime responsibility to act for social causes, and we aim to reinforce values for humanity that would benefit the whole world, especially this year's theme prana, the breath, or the element of air. We have promoted with our mighty deeds the importance of the protection of the environment, of Mother Nature, not only through our literary works that will remain for eternity, but also by planting a free tree, giving back to nature with our gratitude. Join us all in Writers' Capital Foundation in our massive efforts for social change. Thank you very much.
We thank you so much, Vasilis, for the inspiration and for the welcoming to Writers' Capital Foundation, especially to the young generation from your point of view and your position. And at this point, I have the pleasure to invite our Honorable President of Writers' Capital Foundation and Panorama Chairman, poet, author, educationist, and ardent humanitarian, Mr. Prith Nambiar. Prith Nambiar is the mastermind between the Panorama Festival as well as the highly inspirational theme of it, which hundreds of writers across the world have been able to delve into. He also inspired humanity to turn words into actions by planting a fruit tree as part of the Foundation's environmental mission. with the title Giving Back to Nature, of course. Another wonderful act of activism that has ignited the spark of environmental awareness and respect towards nature across 78 countries that will be here forever, inspiring contemporaries, but most of all, the youth. Dear Preet, the floor to you to deliver the presidential speech.
Thank you, Irene. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Right. Thank you very much. Esteemed guests of honor, Professor Jeffrey Levitt, honorable members of Advisory Board of Writers Capital International Foundation, Dr. Stephen Roy, Professor John Joseph Basileau, Secretary General Irene Dora Kavadia, Chief Operating Officer Johanna Devadayevo, esteemed delegates and dear friends from across the world. I start my speech with a note of apology for not being able to present myself in the video due to my ill health. The funny part is that as the world is celebrating Panorama International Literature Festival 2023 on the theme Prana, the breath, I'm suffering from some breathing problems. Dear friends, it's with great pleasure and contentment that I'm here today on the closing day ceremony of Panorama International Literature Festival that commenced on the 1st of January 2023. The month-long festival, I don't have to tell you how it was welcomed and celebrated by the entire world. And the gratitude goes to you all for making this festival a grand success as an event that will be marked in the history in golden letters. There are hundreds of festivals happening around the world. However, what makes the Panorama International Literature Festival stand out is its very nature of promoting humanitarian values, that too in a unique and profound scheme. The Writers Capital International Foundation is founded upon the key values that are very foundation of life itself and its existence here on earth. The themes that we introduce here reflect the same and are conceived in view of perennial values applicable to all human beings beyond any classes or creed or whatever. The beauty of this festival is that there are delegates as young as 8 years and also those who are in their 80s. In an era of technological advancement, we make use of the most sophisticated systems to further enhance the reach of literature and values imparted through literature. While physical appearance in a literature festival gives one contentment and joy of togetherness, we at Writers Capital Foundation are keen on saving it for even the coming up generations. The works of our delegates are available on the World Wide Web, which plays a major role in search engine optimization too. We may perhaps question the conventional ideas, but we believe these revolutionary ideas will benefit writers across the world who take part in our programs. As the Writers Capital Foundation is celebrating its 6th anniversary, we also have immense pleasure to launch our educational mission, which will be announced tonight by the Honorable Guest of Honor, Professor Jeffrey Levitt. While I'm glad that Dr. Stephen Roy is here to grace the occasion. Having a presence in over 78 countries across the world, I'm sure that our educational mission will mark the beginning of an era of enlightening people with holistic education in various areas, making use of the most sophisticated tools suitable for the modern world. My speech will be incomplete without a word of gratitude to a team, including Secretary General of Writers Capital International Foundation and the Chief Coordinator of PALF, Irene Dora Kavadia, the Chief Operating Officer, Johanna Devadayevu, Chief Advisor, John Joseph Barcelo, Chairman of the Organizing Committee in India, Dr. Bhavani Shankar Niyal, Executive Members, Dr. Sunil Sharma and Dr. Ramakrishna Perugu, Corporate Communications Officer, Mr. Arindam Roy, our coordinators, communication officers across the world, and everyone, those who played a major role during the festival for the success of it. Let me conclude my words with a short poem by Emily Dickinson. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto its nest again, I shall not live in vain. End quote. May your literary works inspire someone for the mighty deed for humanity. May your actions protect nature from exploitations. May your life be a message to the entire world. I thank you all once again for making this occasion special with your graceful presence. Thank you so much, Irene.
Thank you so much, dear President. A most inspiring speech and wonderful quote by Emily Dickinson. Thank you so much. And we wish you all speedy recovery. I have to mention also that President Preet Nambiar is also the man whose beliefs and deeds inspire humanity. And towards this end, he has compiled a pledge for us all to follow in his footsteps and to serve humanity, joining his vision. This pledge to humanity will be delivered to the whole mankind by Chief Communications Officer and our beloved sister, dearest sister, Johanna Devadayevu. Dear sister, we're so eager to listen from your lips the pledge to humanity.
Thank you so much. Thank you. As we conclude the grand and marvelous Panorama International Literature Festival 2023, with all the fascinating works presented by our global literary delegates, we all have joined here in this solemn live event where we, the writers from all over the world, will pledge ourselves for humanity. Our beloved founder president, Professor Preet Nambiar, always wishes that this festival would be so magnanimous, touching the core of our very existence in such a way that at the end, when everyone would get ready to leave, they would leave with moistened eyes. I believe that the festival in itself, with all the inspiring voices from across the world on the theme Prana, or breath, was unique, truly touching the core of life, and especially the memory of this concluding event where we all have gathered as one family to pledge ourselves to personally embrace all life wherever we are living, will accompany each one of us as we continue our life journey. In our hearts, we do not part. We are united as one family in love. I believe that life-shaping events like this unique Panorama International Literature Festival remain part of our very being as the beautiful unfolding of awareness takes place in our lives. Together we stand for humanity, and together we can bring positive changes by means of our powerful pens, writing immortal letters. We are aware of our frailty, yet as long as the breath of life remains in our breast, let us abide by the verses we are now at this moment going to solemnly pledge. the pledge. Amidst all the diverse forms of life and indifference, I understand life is one in nature, and I promise to spread this message across the world. I originate from the omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient source, the power of which is beyond all the miseries and sorrows of life. I am grateful for this life on this beautiful planet, and I promise each and every action in my life will express this gratitude for the universe. I shall live a life upholding the perennial values for humanity and inspire my fellow beings to do so. That, I believe, is my responsibility. I understand violence in any form is a challenge to humanity, and I will refrain from any activities that cause destruction in the world. I promise to respect the existence of other lives in the universe, and I promise I will not cause pain through my thoughts, words, or actions. As a global citizen, I promise to support the poor and the downtrodden, regardless of their religion, country, ethnicity, or race, whenever possible. I shall not waste an opportunity to lend a hand for someone who stumbles in their life, for the beauty of life is in caring for the fellow being. I understand even the tiny insects in the world have their right to live, and I will protect them for the best of my ability. I promise to safeguard the environment and work against exploiting nature for the greed of the human race. I understand we are one, and together we stand for humanity. Humble gratitude.
We are grateful, dearest Sister Johanna Devadayavu, for being such a major part, such a significant part of Writers' Capital Foundation. And also this man next to you, he's also a part of us. Thank you so much, Ariane, for everything. A big hug from Athens. And now is the time to listen to our keynote speaker, Chief Coordinator Spain and Chief Advisor, Writers' Capital International Foundation, another precious member of Writers' Capital, Joan Josep Barceló i Bausà. Joan, the stage to you.
Greetings to all the participants and followers of this closing session of the Panorama International Literature Festival. My first words are addressed to the people who have made it possible for us today to announce that culture in its literary facet, represented at the Panorama International Literature Festival 2023, has been a milestone for all those who love literature. This year, the theme was prana, the air, the breath, that term that is fundamental in life and that connects directly with everything that is life, everything that unites us and that allows us to deepen the citation of the human values. For this reason, prana has been an event of maximum relevance worldwide. It has been an international communication between writers and poets, artists and thinkers, who have contributed with their participation a bit of that air that illuminates the path to travel towards the future of humanity. Obviously, behind this international project, there is a great team of organizers and delegates, essential parts so that the world can be the link between all of us. There is a team led by the president of the Writers' Capital International Foundation, the Honorable Prit Nambiar, a person completely committed and dedicated to this task, and whom I want to thank and congratulate for the development of the Panorama Festival, which together the General Secretary, Irene Dobra-Cavadia, has been the common thread throughout this cultural process. Writers' Capital International Foundation has also relied on those collaborators who have added a more human value to all of this. Among them, I would like to highlight Johanna Devalayavu, Head of Human Resources, an enduring person who has imprinted her soul on this entire project. It has been an immense honor for me to be able to grow the union between all of us a little more in the cultural sphere. This year, the festival has developed intensively and has allowed in its various activities to give voice to each one of whose participants who have contributed with their messages and their works a little light to continue on the path that Writers' Capital Foundation wants to show, and he intends to make it a goal for all of us. Altogether, we are a great family, writers, poets, artists, thinkers, etc. And it is wonderful to be part of this group. As the representative of this year's host country, Spain, I would also like to thank the wonderful collaboration that I have had with Filippo Papa, member and worker of the committee, and Elisa Mascia, delegate from Italy, both Italians, and who have been fundamental throughout what we have done throughout this festival. But I do not want to forget each one of the delegates from the various countries who have collaborated with all their efforts and have made the messages to have made the festival more brilliant. Writers' Capital International Foundation is an organization that aims to make culture more commonplace in our lives. We all work so that the values that define us are the fundamental axis for projects to make us feel better. Our motto is the union of the peoples of the world, a union that turns the planets into a territory without borders, with place for all diversities, science the base ourselves on it so that I can be sure that multiculturalism is the wealth that gives us, it grows more and more day by day. Throughout the festival, we have been able to see how the different languages have been integrated, and with them, the different ways of seeing the world, always with the aim of uniting, with the intention of growing, with the mission of walking the path together. All culture and all languages are welcome to be the food that nourishes us and that makes us the great family that I have mentioned. Today is the closing ceremony. I announce that are not at the end. We are in a permanent continuation. We are in a world where current technologies have allowed us to contact from very distant points, even if we are pioneers in the cultural use of these technologies and make them the medium that brings all closer, wherever we live. But as writers, we also believe in personal contact, which is why in a few weeks, we will have a face-to-face event with some festival participants in Palma de Mallorca, Spain. We have chosen a literary center to develop this meeting, a place where the warmth of books is breathed everywhere. And in this place, we will meet some of the festival participants, this time in person, with human contact, and even at an event at that many more belonging the field of literature and culture will join. This is an event that energizes the activities of Writers' Capital International Foundation at an international level, and that allows contact to be personal without stop using the technologies mentioned above, since they can be broadcast live for the entire community of the Panorama Festival 2023 participants. As we can see, we follow the path, we go forward, we create the future. Thank you very much.
We thank you so much, dear Joan. Congratulations for all the beautiful work that you have done during this festival to bring it to further heights along with your collaborators, our collaborators. It has been great. This year's session has been even better, and we hope that each year it's going to be better and better and more fruitful. And also, yes, you're right. This is not, of course, the end. There's so much to do in between. And today we have promised some announcements. Therefore, we have among us a very dear friend, Professor Jeffrey Levitt, as guest speaker to inaugurate a brand new endeavor as part of the educational mission of Writers' Capital International Foundation. Jeffrey Levitt was the founding dean of the National School of Public Health, Athens, Greece, and he's now Professor Emeritus. Currently, he's Professor Health Diplomacy and Civic Knowledge, and a member of the Executive Board, European Center for Peace and Development, United Nations, University for Peace, Belgrade, Serbia. Professor Levitt, we are so honored to have you among us. The stage to you, dear Dr. Levitt.
Thank you. Do you hear me? Thank you.
Yes,
Do
we
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you. Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Thank you. Brief. Get well soon. Irene, congratulations. And writers, poets around the world, this is indeed a celebration. It's an experience. I feel as if I am in an oasis listening to you, and I thank you. The Writers' Capital Foundation is now celebrating its 6th anniversary. Proud to announce a new venture to its educational mission, namely its first department, an International Center for Foreign Languages and Literature. Though its final aim is to set up a virtual university for integrative studies, he believes that the establishment of the International Center for Foreign Languages and Literature will mark the very beginning, a continuation, a continuing journey. The virtual university can provide opportunity to those off the beaten track with flexibility and convenience. Therefore, we inaugurate tonight the ICFL, physically located in Greece, offers worldwide virtual experience and reference to the Greek language, which has a history of 4,000 continuous years. With that language, Homer described the first epidemic in history outside of the walls of Troy and the destruction of the city. It was the end of the Bronze Age, and the sea people were on their way, and the Dark Ages were encroaching. We hope that we will now start a new bright age. As honorary president of the World Philosophical Forum, Athens, and I understand that the president of Greece, Stephen Roy, is with us. Greetings. Let me just say that from its inception, the forum has been fully aligned with the ideals of UNESCO and in reciprocity supported by it. It sees philosophy as a creative force for young people, encouraging of their critical and independent thought, as well as to provide a better understanding of the world and a distinctively different means of promoting tolerance and peace. We are talking of philosophy as a bastion against the narrowing of opinions, as stated by UNESCO's Director General, and the narrowing of minds. We are talking of philosophy's poetic journey. Some forceful words from 1928 were crimes against peace, and from 1955, we appeal as human beings to human beings. Remember our humanity and forget the rest. This was part of the Russell-Einstein Manifesto of 1955 on nuclear disarmament as a much more relevant guide, and is a much more relevant guide today than ever. The United Nations then was promoting development, decolonization, and disarmament, nuclear disarmament, and we still have a long way to go. Later, for one fleeting moment, it promoted civic education and global citizenship and philosophy for all. Greece has given much to humanity, health, education, philosophy, and to the evolution of Europe. Prometheus gave fire to man to warm him, Demeter bread to feed him, and hygiene, public health to protect him. Socrates added to philosophy the study of the human soul and society, and gave us the concept of global citizenship. Philosophy is a peaceful ally of man, a spiritual comfort to men, and can help people, the environment, and health today. It came often through the destruction of war, as with despair never better expressed than the words of the poet Aeschylus. Pain so intense, not forgotten, even in sleep, falling from the heart, drop by drop, until in our despair, against our will, wisdom comes through the terrible grace of God. The wisdom of Aeschylus is poetic philosophy and could be inspired and could have been inspired by the girl from Tyre, Europa, with her wide-eyed gaze that enchanted Zeus, and Sulika from Samarkand in Persian poetry. And from Samarkand, where Omar Khayyam was seen as an impious poet writing about wine and women, and with a philosophy that mocked Islam, comes a poetical link to philosophy, passion, and geopolitics, reimagined today by Malouf. As Omar Khayyam arrived from Persia, he was recognized by hooligans and denounced as an infidel. Fortunately, the judge recognized his genius and gave him a small blank book, whispering, "Whenever a verse emerges in your head, write it down. They will stay hidden." From it arose a new modern legend for the birth of the Rubaiyat. Held by assassins until their fortress was destroyed, lost and found over the years, passed down, it was finally retrieved from the bottom of the Atlantic, having gone down with the Titanic. What a story, what an interesting, imaginative story. But in the dangerous chaos of our days, poetry is much more necessary. Your banner, while air supports life, live. While air supports voice, sing. While you can stir up the air, philosophize. Until then, write poetry. And remember the words of Samuel Taylor Coleridge, "No man was ever yet a great poet without being at the same time a profound philosopher." And a few words from my own poems. We know that emergent plants sap out remaining drops of hope, as fragile humanity fights to manage and maintain a universal mind. Can we stop, slow down the undoing of our world, the burning, flooding, and polluting of our souls, restore our world to glory, hope, and splendid green? Blue oceans, red sunsets, rivulets, and gently flowing seas. See all men, women equal and all free. And we know for youth, Youth will go 10,000 miles to find the smiles of Mother Earth. A mother more to ease the pain, comfort the console the baby's cry. But as rocks melt, my dear, and seas are running high, let's take our cup of kindness yet for old, and the sake of Old Lang Syne. Your 1 month celebration started on day of Old Lang Syne. We hope that, and we're all hopeful, we live in hope. When spring comes round again, frogs will croak, lambs frisk, birds chirp, fowls neigh, fishermen in boats and lovers in the bay of night. Moonlight-kissed trees, sun-freckled leaves, olive trees in bright light, olives maturing well to hooves in shrinking autumn days. And olive branches will be waved again when spring comes round again next year. In modern parlance, influential, impactful, goal-oriented phrases and attention-rousing rhymes, nonsense verse, limericks, may be a special category of pull back, bring back, to which I add, while you exist, act with reason and philosophically in your activities and in the relationships with the world. A poet does just that. So maybe a fest. Nonsense verse for attention grabbing and no nonsense messaging. Nonsense and no nonsense a verse fest. Poetry and philosophy can be of great use to the atomic scientists who have just set the doomsday clock at 90 seconds to midnight. This after a year of non-stop warfare in the Ukraine. After a year of non-stop warfare, Russia, the Ukraine, and the world are in a worse position than when conflict first erupted. Division of the world is growing. Economic sanctions prove once again poor and often counterintuitive instruments. Armies have been destroyed and civilians killed. Peoples around the world go hungry, feel cold. COP has opted out. Nuclear threat has surged, and pockets are bulging. Thinking of the cold, I think of Zhivago's Ode to Laura and the haunting song, "Someday, my love, there will be songs to sing." While air supports life, let's live. While air supports voice, let's sing. While we can stare up the air, let's philosophize. And then let's write poetry and let's welcome the new center, which will be a door opener for this year and something that will give further hope to the world to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear Professor Jeffrey Levitt. Really inspirational speech. So profound, it is also food for thought. And we're indeed happy and proud of this new official beginning that you inaugurated. Of course, there's a lot more to come. And at this point, I call Vice President of Who is Who Academy and Awards, Ms. Vicky Papageorgopoulou, to tell us a few things on Panorama as our strategic partner and to inaugurate next year's Panorama theme, which I will not say, she will tell herself. Dear Vicky.
Hello, from Athens. Thank you, Rini.
Most welcome.
I'm not speaking good in English, but I have prepared some words. Hello, I'm Vicky, and I'm so happy and honored to be here today with all of you. It has been a great pleasure to have attended Panorama International Literature Festival from up close, as we are proud strategic partners and to enjoy all the great works of letters that the best poets in the world produced. Congratulations on our part two to everyone and most of all the organizing team. This year, the theme year has inspired hundreds of intellectuals across the planet, and it was indeed predictable. Next year's theme we also predict of proof highly inspire, as it is another major element, the element of fire. Fire is one of the 4 classical elements in ancient Greek philosophy and science. It was associated with the qualities of energy, assertiveness, and passion. In one Greek myth, Prometheus stole fire from the gods to protect the otherwise helpless humans, but was punished for this charity. Heraclitus considered fire to be the most fundamental of all elements, the mother or father of them all. Of course, fire purifies and destroys, but it gives birth too. Especially in the field of poetry, it will be able to inspire and to generate sparks. All in all, I am immensely happy to inaugurate the next Panorama theme, Ignite the Fire Within. We wish all next year's participants a whole world of creativity and all the best. Thank you all, be blessed and inspired. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Vicky. You're most welcome. You have said it all so well. Thank you so much. And I hope that Dr. Roy has solved the technical problems of Zoom, because we're so many in and does not let him come. Actually, it is with pride and honor that we welcome the next key speaker, the man who inaugurated our Panorama Festival, brand new website, and first gave us his blessings, Dr. Stephen Roy, an intellectual, a thinker, whom we in the writers' capital admire, and we have the honor to have him among us in the organization as chief advisor. Dr. Stephen Roy is Doctor of Philosophy at the University of Glasgow, UK, permanent member at Glasgow University General Council, member of the International Academy of Social Sciences, Florida, USA, and vice president of the World Philosophical Forum. A man whose speeches are highly inspirational, and those who know him can also say yes, that I'm right. And we are all looking forward to paying close attention to, as well as indulging into his words. Without further ado, hopefully he's here. The stage to you, Dr. Roy. I think that most probably the problem persists. And until this problem is resolved, I will give the speech to Vasiliki Dragouni. Vasiliki is editor in Writer's Edition magazine, The Complete Magazine. And she has been with us for many programs, also in the previous Panorama Festival, together with her daughter, Georgina Tsismalidou, who is also here, member of the Youth Writers Capital Foundation too. Vasiliki, can you hear us? Are you here?
Yes, of course.
Hello, hello. Most welcome. Yes, yes, dear.
Okay, hello. Kalispera σε όλους. Hello, everyone. Dear delegates, esteemed members of Writers Capital Foundations and friends, it has been a great pleasure to see you all here in the live closing ceremony of Panorama International Literature Festival 2023, the festival that unites people with the same vision all over the world. The vision of President and Chairman Prith Nambiar, who wishes for a better world, and of all of us who share it with him. We thank him for setting up the basis for us all to be united in this wonderful effort. We also thank Secretary General and Panorama Chief Coordinator, Irini Dura Kavadia, Johanna Devadayavou, Chief Communications Officer, and Chief Coordinator Spain for all their efforts to see Panorama reach further heights. Panorama to me has been an invaluable experience because I was given the opportunity to present my work in an academic community united by a mission and noble goals, thus to spread humanitarian values through the medium of literature. I hereby extend, on behalf of the whole editorial team of Writers Edition, the complete magazine, my heartiest congratulations to all esteemed participants from across the globe for all their wonderful works of literature that will remain here for all time and will convey the spark of altruism, brotherhood, tolerance, and activism to all quarters of the planet. Special thanks to the honorable speakers of the closing ceremony, Professor Jeffrey Level, Awards Vice President Vicky Papageorgopoulou for their wonderful speeches and for inspiring us all further. We also give our blessings to the new educational endeavor that the Foundation had just inaugurated, and we promise to be its most ardent advocates. A warm hug to all participants across the globe for being a part of us. We will be meeting again soon. Long live Panorama. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, dear Vasiliki, and for being a major part of us as well. I will ask Dr. Roy if perhaps he's now able to connect among us. I'm afraid the problem persists. So it has come the time to, at least for now, bid farewell. But how to say goodbye, Marco Antonio Rodriguez Sequeiros, to our beloved festival, Smaragdi, Christos, Vasilis, how can we say goodbye to this lovely festival? And really, what wonderful verses we all indulged in this year's festival. In fact, so melodious and profound. In a multilingual festival like Panorama, all languages seem like a bouquet of fresh flowers budding in the sunlight. Poetry unites us all, giving us wings to fly across all borders. And you all are the proof. Your inspiring prompts, verses, and suggestions also towards environmental awareness and with the aim to protect nature are unique and spark igniting. So much in alignment with the vision and mission of the Writers' Capital International Foundation. We're extremely happy and proud that your voice has been heard in 78 countries across the globe, along with the messages you wish to convey towards all of us having a better planet. Please continue conveying across the world these mighty values of humanity. We thank each one of you, esteemed delegates, for having been a major part of the event with your magnificent literary works. We thank our inspired speakers as well as our viewers from across the globe for watching us live. Before parting with you, we call you all to join us in Writers' Capital Foundation, embracing this massive social change. We are here to join hands and forces for a better future for us all. Goodbye, everyone. We promise to unite ourselves in the realm of literature again, real soon, and in the realm of education too. So this is not goodbye. The pledge is for us to be here really soon again as a real family. Goodbye, everyone. Until we meet again. God bless. To you all, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Panorama friends. Goodbye from all
Goodbye
quarters of the
all.
globe.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Real soon.
Bye.
See you soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Salute.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Buonasera.
Bye-bye, everyone, and
Hello, brother.
especially Rina ma'am and Nambiar. My good wishes for your future endeavor also. It was really amazing experience to be with all of you, the eminent poets across the world. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Shahryar.
See you soon.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. It was a big, grand success. So my greeting to all of you. God bless you all.
This little fellow we have there, a very good friend. Come on, say a word. Austin.
Hi.
Hi there, the youngest participant. Are you?
Yeah, I think so.
So we
Thanks.
not only bridge cultures and unite nations, we also have among us the youngest of the next generation of poets and authors. Hello, my
Definitely.
dear. Hello. Most welcome. See you again soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Okay, bye
See
bye
you all.
everyone. Good night.
Good night, all.
See you all.
Good night. God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you to
Thank
all.
you. It was great being here and good wishes to everybody.
Thank you to all. Gracias a todos. Grazie a tutti gli scrittori che ho conosciuto in questo tempo con grande poema tomando tutti il prana differenti forme. Grazie di qui di Cile a tutti e molto benedizione.
Muchas gracias a Brighter Capital Internacional. Gracias, Pret. Gracias, Irene, Joana, Joan, Joseph y todo el gran equipo de la Fundación. Una gran alegría poder haber estado.
Thank you.
Después de un
Chief
año.
Coordinator Bolivia, Marco Antonio.
Sí. Sí, se podría decir un momento de alegría y de tristeza también, ¿no? De alegría por haber participado activamente dentro de todo este gran festival y tristeza porque ya se termina. Pero seguiremos en contacto porque hemos cosechado mucha amistad, hemos cosechado mucho contacto.
Somos de
tal
familia.
manera que... Exactamente, sí. No es la única actividad.
Es
Muchas
nuestro
gracias por
festival,
todo.
lo hemos dicho. Sí, es nuestro festival.
Sí.
Y no se
como
puede
yo lo
decir
digo,
adiós. ¿No?
Así es. Se
Así
queda dentro
es.
del corazón.
Exactamente. Gracias por todo.
Quiero darte las gracias.
Jestli to mezinárodní, tak se mějte hezky. Budu se taky těšit příště. If it's international, so all the best to everyone. We can talk all the languages here.
Of course, a multilingual festival. That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Quiero darle las gracias a Irene, a Joana, a Joan Joseph. Muchísimas gracias por abrirnos las puertas y las oportunidades. Un abrazo desde Panamá.
Un abrazo hacia Panamá también, desde Grecia y desde todo el mundo. Gracias por estar, por tu presencia aquí.
Gracias.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Soy Norma Marina Solís Zavala desde Perú y quiero darles las gracias por el privilegio de haberme permitido mostrar mi arte de poema y en este festival hermoso de Prana. Gracias porque, como dice, es nuestro festival y ha unido a escritores y poetas de todo el mundo y hasta una próxima vez, porque sabemos que también vamos a estar al año que viene. Muchísimas gracias. Dios los bendiga abundantemente desde Perú para todos.
Muchísimas gracias y un gran abrazo a Perú, tu país hermosísimo.
Gracias.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm
To
so
you
happy
too.
to be associated. Yeah, my name is Binod. I am from Assam, Guwahati, India. I had a
Most
I had a
welcome.
I had a strong desire to be a part of this closing ceremony. I planned as well to be there in Kerala, but in the long run, I couldn't be there. But after hearing you all, I felt that I have really missed the grand ceremony. However, looking forward to meet you once again and keep doing.
We will have the chance.
Yeah. Keep doing this type of good performing work. May God bless you all.
God bless you too, sir. Thank you so much for being among us tonight. We're so happy. Thank you.
Yeah, nice meeting. Thank you. God bless.
God
Buenas
bless.
noches a todos. Un gusto haber estado aquí en este espacio donde no hay fronteras y donde nos ha unido la poesía. Un abrazo a todos y felicidades a todos.
Muchísimas gracias, Olga, por tu presencia
Irene.
también en este festival tan grandioso, porque ustedes lo hacen grandioso. Gracias. Un abrazo.
Gracias.
Irene, gracias, muchas gracias por haberme permitido. Soy Margarita Rosa, por haberme permitido.
Querida
Gracias,
Margarita, un gran abrazo para ti. Besitos.
abrazos y las gracias infinitas a Dios primero. Y estar acá es un orgullo para mí. Yo soy de un pueblo muy pequeño de Perú, Guadalupe. Y estar aquí
Pequeño pero grande en corazón, ¿eh?
Es un sueño gigante, inmenso. Gracias, Johanna. Gracias, Elisa, Joan, Irene, por supuesto, a nuestro presidente Fred, que siempre tiene ideas tan geniales para hacernos a los escritores y poetas decir cosas tal vez bellas para uno. Yo creo que bellas para todos. Los abrazo a todos con el alma. Que Dios me lo bendiga y que siga produciendo tan lindo, tan bonito. He leído su poesía y me gusta mucho la poesía de Johanna. La estimo muchísimo, la estimo en lo que vale. A ti también, Irene. Lindo espectáculo, lindo todo. Que Dios me lo bendiga, que los bendiga a todos. Gracias por permitirme estar aquí.
Tus palabras nos dan muchísima alegría. Que Dios te bendiga, amiga. Un abrazo.
Děkujeme moc krát z Prahy, bylo to nádherné. Děkujeme Irene, děkujeme Johana, děkujeme panu Prátovi a celé společnosti. A big thank from Prague and Bucharest in Europe. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Johanna. Thank you, Mr. Prit, Mr. President, and Writers' Capital Union. Hope to see you again.
Thank you so much, Mirza. A good friend since previous Panorama too. Thank you so much for being with us. Wonderful. So good. Lorena, I know you cannot speak, but look at us. We kiss you. Gran bacio, gran bacio.
Grazie, grazie.
Get better soon. Get better soon, dear.
Está disfónica.
Ponya Devi, sister, would you like to say something too? Who would like to say something for bidding farewell to our panoramas? Maragdi.
Good evening, everyone.
Executive member, of course, of Writers' Capital Foundation. Living best for last. Come on, just joking.
You sure? Yes, dear.
I can joke
Hello,
because she's my
everyone.
friend, that's why.
Of course, yes, you can always do. It's a blessing for me to be member of the great family of Writers' Capital Foundation. Its Panorama is like a big family gathering because poetry and love unites us all across the globe. It's a it was a multilingual festival, but regardless of what language we speak, there is one language that is common to us all, the language of love and language of peace. This is not, for me, this is not a goodbye. It is what we say till we meet again.
So
So
true.
God
Thank
bless
you
us,
so much.
everyone.
Thank
Till we
you
meet
so
again.
much.
So God
so
bless
much,
us,
so much.
everyone.
Wow.
We carry on.
And we are so happy that at last, finally, Dr. Roy is among us. Stephen Roy. Wow, you had so much trouble connecting tonight. I think because we were so many inside, they didn't leave you, the platform didn't leave you and didn't let you enter. Can you hear us? Stefane, μας ακούς? We cannot hear you. Δεν ακούμε.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, of course.
Yes,
So
yes.
glad you're here. So glad.
Well, I'm really very sorry to...
Welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. I need to apologize for keeping you cooling your heels for all that time. I'm really sorry, but it was quite beyond my control. I tried everything humanly possible.
Of course.
The system kept kicking me out for virtually almost an hour now.
Oh
I've been trying to log in using all possible humanly ways. Anyway, let's forget about that. I apologize again.
It's not your fault. The platform failed us all. This is the problem.
Oh, that's a little bit of a relief. So, tell me what you'd like me to say. I mean, what you want me to do. Would you like me to address the meeting, make a greeting or something like that, or what?
Of course, whatever you wish, dear Stephen. We're so glad you're among us. I will repeat again your titles. Dr. Stephen Roy is Doctor of Philosophy at the University of Glasgow, UK, permanent member of Glasgow University General Council, member of the International Academy of Social Sciences, Florida, USA, and vice president of the World Philosophical Forum. A man whose speeches are highly inspirational, and we all look forward to paying close attention to, as well as indulging into. So you have the stage to say whatever you want to say to us, dear Stephen Roy, dear Dr. Stephen Roy, because you are a part of us anyway.
Thank you very much indeed. There's a little bit of echo coming through, but anyway, I think that's understood.
Everybody, please turn off your microphones, yes, so that we can
Right,
hear
thank
Dr.
you.
Stephen.
Thank you, Erin, for the warm welcome. I wholeheartedly salute the establishment and the objectives of the Writers' Capital Foundation as really pivotal tools for bridging over all racial, cultural, and other kinds of individual differences in a bid to bring people and cultures together. I also wholeheartedly salute and encourage and offer my total support to the newly established educational and instructional program of the language and literature teaching schedule, which really aims at, again, establishing strong ties between people by pinpointing the similarities and differences between different cultures and thereby actually helping them come together and cooperate in a good mood and spirit. I don't see you, by the way. Can you see me? Oh, that's better. Okay. So, yes, the main points for joining this really quite inspirational tool of bringing people together, I would say, could be summed up in this way. First of all, convenience of conveying and propagating knowledge of various national languages and literatures through the virtual medium, which saves attending, special education programs in another way, and saves also attending and more or less keeping in pace with such programs in a conventional way, which of course is a very time and labor consuming. That's one reason. The other is that this program of educational and or other literature and languages mainstream course is that it's cost effective in the sense that it does cut down the main cost of joining, which really is sometimes quite a bit of a barrier for students all over the world, give them therefore the chance of joining the meeting in a much more affordable way. The third way is that by running this program, we can see a very strong effort, be it of highlighting the similarities and differences of national languages and literatures, thereby familiarizing the students to different cultures and traditions, reflecting, of course, the main ways of life, because culture, of course, is a reflection of life, and thereby helping them approach each other without any prejudice, which has served as a kind of barrier between cultures. The fourth linchpin of such an effort could be summed up in the stimulating and unremittingly interactive process of communication between students who otherwise would have not been able actually to approach that in this kind of spirit because of the long-standing traditions of prejudice in religion, races, and cultures, for that matter. And to bring the nail of what I just said, and perhaps to what should be said at this point, is that by bridging over these differences and bringing together people, the whole scheme of this interaction-based, individual aimed and digitally programmed mainstream university, it serves as a springboard for further enhancing the critical approach we need to have for every aspect of life, of course, in a good meaning point, from a good meaning point of view, thereby helping students approach every aspect of life, because culture, of course, could be served as such, but also as a stimulus for actually bringing further such kinds of tradition. So it helps students approach life in a more critical way, rather than in a mechanic way, which sometimes is detected by mass media, thereby bringing down the overall approach in sometimes mechanized and very dangerous way. So by giving them this kind of critical approach, I believe that this scheme of your university does enhance the possibility of helping people view each other in a more positive way, and thereby life itself as such. Thereby, to close the whole address to that, I would wholeheartedly encourage people to join this scheme of virtual university on literature and language, and help it by propagating to other people really function in not only in the theoretical, but also practical way, by bringing people together, which is really so much needed, much as it also
Dr. Roy, can you hear us? Again, those problems of technology. We thank technology for what it has given to us, but sometimes we also say, oh my God, now what's happening? We can't hear the rest. Dr. Roy, can you hear us? And until Dr. Roy comes back, is there somebody who would like to say something and has not spoken so far? I would like to say something, that we have missed our sister so much, Sister Johanna. But today it has been a bliss that we have you among us the whole session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be among all of you tonight.
Thank you, my dear. And it's very late there, I know.
Yeah, it's late, yeah, but it's okay.
It is late, but it's okay, yes, because it is us. you wanted to be here too. Thank you so much. Wonderful. A big hug to you and your whole family.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else who would like to say something? we have actually, most of you have talked, this is true, I know that. We don't only have poets among us, we also have Elena, Pantelis, the authors of social change and social offering. Καλησπέρα, παιδιά. Ξέρω ότι είστε εκεί, πείτε ένα γεια σας, μια καλή νύχτα.
Καλησπέρα σε όλους.
Γεια σου, Ελενάκη.
Γεια σου, Ειρήνη μου. Να καλησπερίσω όλους όσους είναι εδώ σήμερα. Να ευχηθώ καλή επιτυχία σε ό,τι κάνουν και ότι είμαστε πολύ συγκινημένοι που είδαμε και φίλους που έχουμε μέρες να τους δούμε. Το πανόραμα ενώνει, είναι μια μεγάλη αγκαλιά και είμαστε πολύ ευγνώμονες, ευλογημένοι που είμαστε ανάμεσά τους. Πραγματικά στα πρόσωπα όλων βλέπω καλοσύνη, χαρά. Πραγματικά είμαστε έτσι μια πολύ, πολύ όμορφη οικογένεια.
Exactly, Elena, thank you so much. Elena says she's touched because she sees wonderful people that are friends and she hasn't seen for some time now, but she's so happy to see smiling faces. And yes, it's like a family reunion. We're all family here in Writers Capital Foundation. This is true. This is wonderfully true. Παντελή, από σένα μια καλή νύχτα. Thank you, Elena.
Καλησπέρα και από μένα. Όπως είπε και η Έλενα...
Την όμορφη Νάουσα, επίσης. Καλησπέρες από εμάς.
Όπως είπε και η Έλενα, χαίρομαι πάρα πολύ που βλέπω πολλούς φίλους, αγαπημένους φίλους. Πανόραμα είναι μια μεγάλη οικογένεια, ιδιαίτερη οικογένεια. Έχω έρθει πολύ κοντά με πολλούς ανθρώπους. Αν επιτρέπετε, μια ιδιαίτερη καλησπέρα στον Μάρκο Αντώνιο, στην αγαπημένη μου Βολιβία, στο Βασίλη.
Un abrazo hasta Bolivia. Και στο Βασίλη, είπε, αυτό δεν χρειάζεται μετάφραση. Un abrazo.
Ayer y hoy día les he escuchado y les he visto a Elena y Pantelis. He estado muy contento.
Έβλεπε την παρουσίαση του γλωσσαρίου, λέει ο Μάρκο Αντώνιο, που ήταν βέβαια στα ελληνικά, αλλά παρόλα αυτά είχε πολύ μεγάλη χαρά που ήταν μαζί μας και ας μην καταλάβαινε τη γλώσσα, έβλεπε τη χαρά στα πρόσωπά μας. Sí, así es, Marco Antonio. Tú no podrías entender la lengua, porque era en griego, pero podrías ver las sonrisas, sí.
No solamente las sonrisas, el idioma griego es tan bonito que se los puede escuchar sin ninguna dificultad.
Te vamos a
Más bien
enseñar,
agrada escuchar.
te vamos a enseñar, porque te gusta mucho, lo sé. Qué bueno, qué bueno. Θέλει να το διδάξουμε του Μάρκο Αντώνιο, μην νομίζετε, να μάθει και αυτό σε ελληνικά, του αρέσουν πάρα πολύ τα ελληνικά. Εξαιρετικά. Muchísimas gracias por estar, por tu presencia. Παντελή, μου ήθελες και κάτι άλλο να πεις, μήπως?
Ναι, για να κλείσω, που είπε και για το γλωσσάρι, είναι μια προσπάθεια το εγώ να το κάνουμε εμείς και το ρήμα υπάρχω, από το ρήμα υπάρχω να πάμε στο συνυπάρχω.
Αυτό θα το μεταφράσω γιατί αξίζει τον κόπο. Μπράβο. Pantelis has a motto that I would like to share with you. From me, just one person, we should all go to we, to the group. Not just the unit, but also the group is more important. And from exist, we should go to coexist. That's wonderful. Bravo. A wonderful motto. Thank you so much. Μπράβο, Παντελή. Thank you. Βασίλη, θέλεις να πεις κάτι?
Ναι, θα ήθελα να πω και εγώ, κλείνοντας, είμαι πραγματικά συγκινημένος. Νιώθω, είναι πραγματικά μια πολύ μεγάλη οικογένεια αυτή που είμαστε τώρα εδώ. Είναι πολύ σημαντικό που μοιραστήκαμε όλα αυτά τα πάρα πολύ όμορφα. Σίγουρα είναι που μοιραστήκαμε όλα αυτά τα πάρα πολύ όμορφα. Σίγουρα είναι στο επανειδήν, δεν είναι αντίο. Όταν μπορείς να βρίσκεσαι με ανθρώπους όπως εσύ, Ειρήνη μου, ο Παντέλης, η Έλενα, ο Τζόαν, η Ελίζα, ο πρόεδρος μας, άνθρωποι οι οποίοι είστε εμπνευσμένοι, είστε άνθρωποι που έχετε προσφέρει, είστε άνθρωποι οι οποίοι πραγματικά λειτουργείτε από καρδιάς. Κάνετε και όσους είναι δίπλα σας καλύτερους, αλήθεια το λέω. Το πιστεύω πραγματικά. Δεν χαρίζω τις λέξεις έτσι, τις πιστεύω. Και πραγματικά ήθελα να σας πω ότι σας αγαπώ όλους, σας εκτιμώ όλους και εύχομαι σε μια πολύ ομορφότερη συνέχεια σε όλα αυτά. Συγχαρητήρια πραγματικά σε όλους.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ και συγχαρητήρια και σε σένα που είσαι μέρος αυτής της τεράστιας οικογένειας και πολύ σπουδαίο μέρος. Vasilis gave us his thanks and we return the thanks to him because he's a major part of us as head of Youth Writers Capital Foundation Greece. And of course, he says that he's touched. We are all touched by these wonderful smiles, by what we have inside our hearts after the conclusion of this panorama. We really feel a great family of literateurs. And of course, this is not a goodbye. It's just see you again. But concluding panorama literature, you know there's more other things to come. We have panorama art, we have hagiography, we have so many things that are coming after that. So there's lots of work to do and we all need you around us. Thank you, Vasilis. Thank you. Thank you for being a part. There's a friend who has raised his hand. Please talk to us if you wish.
Hi, everyone. My name is Saswat Panigrahi. I'm from Odisha, India, but basically I'm a Delhi-based journalist. But I have my own interest in literature. And what I find is the theme is so very pertinent. It's themed on air. And I would say a Panchamrita concoction for climate conundrum it is so very timely in the Ministry of Global brainstorming on climate change. And climate change is one of the largest and the most complex problems the world has ever faced. And the impacts are manifold, like high temperatures to extreme weather conditions, to earthquakes, to droughts, to floods, to global warming, and the list goes on. And so in that context, the theme is so timely, and especially as far as India is concerned, India has enhanced its climate change action in many fold. But connecting a topic, climate change topic, connecting something which is very related to our day-to-day life, and connecting that to a scientifically to climate change, and connecting that to literature. I must congratulate the organizer, especially Preet ji and everyone who conceptualized such a beautiful topic. That is what I would like to say from India, from Odisha. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us. And if you think that you could share something in your prestigious column, please contact Preet ji so that you can write something about Panorama and spread the message to more people in order to ignite the spark and try to do altogether more things.
Yeah, but in fact, I just prepared a presentation. Largely, it was a Odia poem. I think it doesn't make much of a sense if some of us wants to listen. Odia is one of the classical languages of the world. So it's a small poem I would like to present. If you want to hear, I would. For 2 minutes, I can present the poem.
If you would like, yes, please go ahead. And then we have also the happiness of having Stephen Roy with us. Please let us conclude with Dr. Roy, who was cut in the middle, and perhaps after that, okay? Because
sure.
I'm not so sure how long it will last with this connection. Dr. Roy, welcome back. Welcome back. Just unmute yourself so we can hear you. Dr. Roy?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Can you
now,
hear me
yes.
now?
Of course, see and hear you.
Irene, I was saying that it never rains, but it pours. That means just one bad thing, actually, one unhappy thing that happens is followed by many others. If it were in Ireland, I would say there's a banshee bar, there's some sort of jinx.
Yeah, the banshee. so true. Yes.
Believe it or not, just when I finished my address to you, my whole charge gave out on me and I had to recharge the bloody phone. That's why it took me so much time. I really apologize again. I hope that something like this happens again. Sorry.
Sure. So did you finish your wonderful speech? Was it okay? I mean, maybe you had something more to say. It was totally inspiring. We thank you so much for being with us, a major part of us. Actually, and you will also be a part of anything we do, as always, because it doesn't matter. But the banshee will not stop us anyway. Whenever you give us your blessings, everything goes so well, so wonderful.
I'll try and use my runic, a kind of runic, exorcism in order to keep it away. But anyway, thank you very much.
We thank you so much.
Thank you, Irene.
Perhaps we should make a video of your wonderful speech to have it whole and to present it to the world as it should be, right? Yes.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I thank you very much for giving me the floor. I finished my address. Yes, I'm done with it. All it remains is just to wish the very best for the furtherance of this really very heartfully attempted initiative for the from time immemorial, for us, not just 2 years or 3 years, but forever and ever as such. So thank you very much again. I'll pledge my support to it. I'm just waiting for you to tell me perhaps what kind of, contribution I could offer. I have drafted a program of mainstream.
With your vast experience, you will be needed mostly. So we are counting on you, actually, a lot, Dr. Stephen Roy.
I don't want to take any more of your precious time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think Zoom will end everything very soon because we have exceeded the time limit too. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. It has been a pleasure. We're not saying goodbye. We're saying until we meet again, because next Panorama is arts, and then we have so many more things to do. Goodbye, everyone. God bless. Thank you so much.
Goodbye. All the best. Take care.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.